There's nothing like a good cornbread and hot chili. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Myra from Low Carb Love, and today we're gonna be making one of my favorite holiday sides. We are making cornbread. I'm gonna show you how to make cornbread in 90 seconds. Yes, it's possible. Yes, it's gonna taste delicious. And the best part of it all is that this is grain-free and gluten-free. So we're gonna whip everything up. This is how quick you can make cornbread, okay? So first things first, we're gonna use almond flour. The almond flour is low carb and it gives a better texture than using like a coconut flour or any other flour. So we're gonna roll with the almond flour. We're also gonna use a little bit of cornmeal. Now, for those of you that are like, no, I'm 100% keto. This is a low carb version, so it's still very, very low carb. It is keto friendly, but some people are just gonna be like, no, absolutely not. But either way, we're not using a ton, okay? We're literally just using a teaspoon so that we don't add a crazy amount of carbs and it still adds that texture that we're looking for, okay? And then we want our baking powder to give it that rise. Now, this is totally up to you, whether you wanna use sugar, sweetener, you could even use a little bit of honey. It's really not even gonna be sweet. This is really just to balance it out. It is a savory cornbread, just FYI. Okay, and go ahead and add that right in. Now, everything that I'm using, like sweetener, almond flour, like anything that I use, I usually, if it's a specialty ingredient, I will leave it linked in the description below, just so you know. Now, if you wanted to go sweet version, you can totally add in a little dash of cinnamon, your honey, your vanilla, like it would be a nice sweet cornbread. So let's go ahead, add in our wet ingredients now. A little egg. Add in butter. You can make this in a mug, but I want to make it in like a little ramekin like this, just because I feel like it will look more like cornbread versus in a tiny ramekin, it'll just kind of rise up and it'll just give it a different look. So I still want it to look like cornbread. So this is what the mixture will look like, just so you know if you're making this at home, it's not too thick, not too thin. Okay, so I'm gonna spray it with a little avocado oil just so nothing sticks. So now you're gonna see how this little guy right here is about to transform into our cornbread. So this is going into the microwave for 1.5 minutes, 90 seconds. And wait until you see this texture. Let's get this little guy out. Look at that, it's nice and the texture is perfect. It is super, super hot, so I'm gonna let it cool for a little before I slather this on with some butter. Meanwhile, I'm gonna make myself a little drink. Let me just move this, clear this out of the way. So I'm just gonna grab my favorite cup. I don't know what it is about mason jars, but they're literally my fave. I'm just gonna add a little packet of colostrum. This is the watermelon flavor by Armra. It's literally what moms produce when they give birth to their child. It's the first nutrients that we take in as humans if we are breastfed. It helps rebuild your microbiome. It just has so many health benefits. For me personally, I just feel so good knowing that I'm putting something so nutrient dense into my body. And of course, now through technology, we're able to consume colostrum in a little packet that I'm able to just put into my water. This literally has over 200 nutrients. It's amazing for your body, has so many health benefits. And right now, Armra is giving 15% off using Low Carb Love at checkout. So I'll go ahead and leave the link in the description below. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and sip on this. Let's go ahead and check on our cornbread. Okay, now for my lunch, what I'm gonna do is some chili and cornbread because that's just, I feel like it's just the best combination. Cool now. So we have our cornbread, and just so that I don't wash any other dishes, I'm just gonna go ahead and heat up my chili in here. So literally just toss this into the microwave really quickly. 90 seconds for my cornbread. We'll heat this up for about a minute and a half. and we have lunch in less than 5 minutes. Okay, so I topped my chili with just a little bit of cheese and some cilantro. You can do green onion too, but I'm just gonna add a little jalapeno right on top. There's nothing like a good cornbread and hot chili. So I ended up adding a little bit of honey because I feel like the contrast of the chili that's super savory and then the cornbread that's nice and salty, I felt like it would just be a great balance. So let's go in. Cornbread texture on point. It's nice and moist. It has the texture of cornbread, not dry at all. You get a little bit of the cornmeal because you can taste the corn. And I think that's super important, like with a cornbread, because I feel like that is what differentiates like cornbread from just regular bread. On top of the texture, there's actually a taste, and you can definitely get it from this. The fact that I was able to put this together in about 5 minutes. Cornbread, homemade cornbread and chili that tastes legit. Super, just everything from the texture to the taste. It's cornbread. If you love cornbread, you have to try this. You can make it in less than 2 minutes. Obviously, just putting all the ingredients together, cooks in a minute and a half, 1000% worth it. I can't wait for you to try it. I love to hear your feedback, and I just love you guys making my recipes. So I hope you really enjoyed this recipe. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, and don't forget to hit the little bell icon so that you're reminded every time I post a video just like this one. If you have friends and family that are living a low-carb lifestyle, that are diabetic, that are trying to lose some weight, share my channel, share this recipe, because you never know, it might be super, super helpful for them. But thank you so much for being here. I love you, and I will see you on my next video. Mwah.